Okay, so we're here at TPUSA Faith In Vote.Online. Tell me about it. What's up? What's your name first?
Okay, my name is Sadie.
Okay, Sadie.
I'm the Faith Strategic Specialist at Vote.Online. We are a brand new voter registration organization focused on equipping churches around America with the resources they need to ensure their congregation is voting. We need the church in America to vote so that we can bring Christ back to the center of American politics.
Awesome. So it doesn't matter what state they're in, you can get them connected to help people vote online.
Absolutely. So what we do is called white labeling. I don't know if you're familiar with it.
I'm not.
Okay, well, I wasn't either until I started here. But what we do here is we create custom forms for churches and nonprofits and also businesses so that they can register people to vote off of their own webpage. So what we do is we have a really, really talented team, a graphic design team and a coding team that creates custom computer codes that just need to be plugged into a website. I don't know much about that.
Okay.
Our team does.
All right, yeah.
We're really great at that. And essentially, they create these forms, like this custom form for the Faith Summit, where people can register to vote directly off of your website.
All right, so they're online forms they're creating.
Native to the church. So it looks like the church is just registering somebody to vote. It doesn't even have to show that they're working with Vote.Online at all. So
Okay.
that we can keep politics out of the church, but ensure that the church is voting based on the Bible.
Okay, so here's a question. With election integrity things that are going on, the church is doing what as far as that? Leading them to the local state election site so that that information is brought there. How is this tying together to an actual voter registration?
Yes, so if you ever went to a MyGov page per state, I'm from Wisconsin, so ours is myvote.wi.gov. It is one of the most confusing websites to operate for an average citizen. So what we do here is once they fill out this form, we direct them exactly to the next page that they need to go to and then send them an email of exactly what they need to send to their local clerks and where they need to send it to. So whether that's a village clerk, a county clerk, a city clerk, or if they need to go into a village hall, a town hall, we send them exactly what they have to do for that. We have somebody researching the voter registration laws 40 hours a week. That is their full-time job because they're constantly changing. For example, from Wisconsin at UW-Madison before the 2024 election, we registered 150 people by paper ballot in person, which is incredible. Well, the bad news was a week earlier, the voter registration forms changed and there was one sentence on it that was highlighted, not something that we could go in and highlight, so none of those counted. We had to reach out to all 150 people. Well, these people are apathetic voters. They're not going to go back and register to vote, which is exactly why we created this, so that we are constantly updating voter registration laws and we're never going to miss anything.
Okay, so I know in the state of Florida, which is where I'm from, that you can go to the Florida Department of Elections and register to vote online.
Yes.
Right? And
yes.
So is this connecting you in a sense to that
yes.
election online for our state?
Yes.
Okay, so they are actually registering on the official site, yes. But you're just the conduit to get them there.
Yeah, so we're essentially the one-stop shop because people don't really know where to go. So if they're on their church's website and they're just looking at the resources that their church has, oh, I'm not registered to vote, or oh, I just moved last month and my registration is not updated. Let me just do it super quick through here. But where do I go to register to vote? Me, 5 years ago, I had no idea about anything political. I had no idea how to register to vote. This would have been a lot easier for me 5 years ago.
And all right, let's take it another step further. Let's say there's an address change, or there's a married name change. These kind of things to get a little bit. Married name would be more complicated, but if there's a change to a current voter registration, I don't know how the state does that on an online. Is that still a form that you print or gets mailed to you, you sign and send back? So the state's still interacting personally with the person?
Well, it goes state by state. Every state has different election laws. So in Wisconsin, you can just fill out the form online, but in places like Texas, you have to go in person. So we send the people the resources. Yes, or mail in. So we send people the information, the steps that they need to take. Because otherwise you have to go through 5 different websites to figure out the 3 steps that you have to take.
Okay, so here's the big deal. Here's the huge big deal. How do you... I don't know how the states do it other than you say by the honor system that you say that I am a legal citizen in the United States. So because you're just a conduit to get them to the state, they're still answering to the state, not to you, or to the church. Is that right?
Yes.
Right. Okay. So their verification and of information there is saying I am an American citizen, and they're telling the state that, and it's under penalty to the state that if it doesn't happen, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. That's an important deal. And in the state of Florida, they're looking at taking the driver's license and changing them to show the citizenship status on the driver's license. Hopefully. That's the legislation that they're looking at doing, hopefully by 2028, before that election season. Thank you so much for what you're doing. You did a great job. I have it right here on video, and thank you for being here.